I'm Steve Turpin. Thanks for tuning in today to the podcast of My Next Level Life, and we're talking leadership again today. I can't wait to share this with you. We've been talking about how you as a leader have responsibilities and how you have to step up your game because you are leading leaders. And we've talked about that. If you've missed any of our podcasts that we've been doing this year on leadership, go back and watch them at My Next Level Life. This is our passion. We appreciate so much you tuning in, you watching this, share it with others, go back and listen to it several times, take some notes. Pay attention to even the graphics that we put up that'll help you remember what's needed. I'm telling you, as you do this, you are committing that you are going to not only help other people and help yourself, but you are helping other people as you do this. So I just want to encourage you, don't quit, don't give up, don't back off. You are entering a brand new season of leadership in your life. And maybe it's worked in the past. Maybe you've had some good times. We all have. Maybe you've had some rough times. But whatever it's been, don't quit. And we want to talk a little bit about that on today's podcast. And I trust that this is going to help you. I trust you had a good month. You're looking forward to this month being amazing, that you are preparing yourself, your team, those around you for greatness. I believe there's greatness in you. I believe there's greatness in your team. We just got to pull it out. We just have to make a demand on that and pull that out. And as we do that, you are going to experience those next levels. No matter where you're at, if you're a brand new leader or if you've been doing this a long time, you have another level that you're going to achieve. Doesn't that sound good? Are you ready for it? All right, let's jump into it right now. A couple of things I want to share with you. I want to start out with something that sounds a little difficult, and it might sound like, oh, that's kind of a downer, but it's truth, and you need to hear it. Here it is. Number one, there is pain associated with being a leader. You're like, oh, thanks a lot, Steve. I appreciate that. Boy, that's a real encouragement to kick off the podcast. But there's a reality to it, that there is pain when you are a leader because you're dealing with people. You're dealing with people who may not have caught the vision yet. They may not have caught what you're doing. And we want, our desire is that we're all going to have peaches and cream every single day in leadership. And the truth is, it just isn't that way. And I hear a lot of people say, oh, well, you have to go through pain to get to where you're going. And I get that. And it just happens. And you do. The reality is, whether you like it or not, you probably do learn more in the tough times than you do in the good times. You persevere. And I want to just encourage you that emerging from your pain of leadership, the difficulties that you have been through is possible. It is just one season of your leadership life. It isn't always going to be this way. I've heard people say, and it's helped me a lot, to recognize, don't judge yourself or others by one photograph in the book. That's just a snapshot. That's just one place that you're at right now. It doesn't mean you're going to be there forever. And we've all had some difficult days. As I was preparing this, I was thinking back to some of my difficult days in leadership and some painful times that I went through in dealing with people. And I thought, as I was going through it, is this the way it's always going to be? Am I always going to feel this miserable? Am I going to feel this down about it? But it wasn't. And the truth is, you're going to emerge out of that painful time. You make decisions. The reason why there's pain is because you're making decisions that affect other people's lives. And a lot of times here's the difficult part. People force you into those decisions. If you're dealing with somebody, let's say they're not coming to work on time and you've worked with them, or maybe they're being antagonistic toward the rest of the team and you've tried to help them and now it's getting to the point where you may have to let them go. That's painful, but the truth is they brought that on themselves. They did it, and you have to put that responsibility. But I know that it's still difficult because lives are being affected. The other area where we experience a lot of pain is in dealing with criticism. And the truth is that you deal with people who are going to criticize. People are going to complain. People are going to not like some things you do and decisions. Here's what I've come to understand. That's part of the price of leadership. And the old saying used to be, if you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. And I know that seems cliche, but just accept the fact not everybody is going to like you. Not everybody is going to agree with every decision. And you have to be okay with that. You have to figure that out and realize that that just comes with the territory of leadership. And that you can't base your decisions on what other people are going to think about you. You have to do what's right for the organization and for the team as a whole. So the good news is, even though there's pain associated with it, you can come up out of that and you can recover from it, and that is not how it's always going to be. Let me share something. Let me share a second point. I call it the next step. I've been talking to a lot of small groups recently and talking to leaders and people that are involved in, many of them in top level leadership in corporations or in business, in ministry, wherever it might be. And here's what many of them are sensing. Maybe you are too, and this is going to help you. They sense a shift coming in their life. They realize that they have more in them than what they have accomplished, even at very significant levels. Some of them are business people, they own their own business, but they realize that there's a shift. They are getting ready for a new season of their life. And maybe that's you today. You recognize there is a new season. You were created for more than what you are currently accomplishing. And many people take that as a negative. I take it as a positive, that I've got more in me than what I've done yet. Because you know what? If you've accomplished everything that you possibly could ever accomplish, why would you get up tomorrow? Why would you go to work? Why would you do it if that's all there is? It's not. You have more to do. So you say, well, that's great. How do I do that? Let me give you a couple of things. If you're going to accomplish your next step, you need to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. You need to recognize that there are seasons of your life that you're going to be uncomfortable. To get out of where you are and to your next thing, there'll be some uncomfortableness with it. When God has transitioned me from one situation to another, from one job to another, I've always had some apprehension. I've always had some level of being uncomfortable, but that's part of it. And you have to recognize that. You have to get accustomed that is part of it. It's new. When you boldly go where no man has gone before, then you've got to have some boldness in you. You've got to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. Let me encourage you to take time to pray and meditate. You need to spend some time doing that. I'm going to cover that in just a moment a little deeper, that will help you. But you need to spend some time searching and praying and thinking about those things. And let me just go ahead and tell you, how do I do that? You do it by getting alone. You need to go, if you really sense that there's another level for your life, you're trying to figure it out, you can't quite put your finger on it, then you need to get a couple of days away, clear your head, get out of the noise, take a notebook, a pencil, write some things down, and when you do that, clarity comes. I am huge on clarity, and it's not easy, but it'll help you to get that clarity in your life. And then lastly, you need to spend time with a mentor. You need to have somebody who is in your life that's a coach to you, that is willing to speak into your life, that you give them permission to ask you and tell you hard things. You need that. I need that. Everybody who wants to achieve anything great, you can't get it off of Twitter. You can't get it off of Facebook. Come on. You can't get your coaching off of just somebody tweeting something. It's got to be deeper than that. And that's what I sense is going on, that when you allow somebody to speak into your life, you're opening up a depth that not many people ever get to. And I want you to get to that. So even this podcast, it's helping people, it's encouraging people, but you need somebody that when you sit down with a cup of coffee and they look in your eye and say, here's some things you need to work on. And you know what? Don't get offended. Don't get mad. I read one time, the protege has to chase the mentor. The mentor shouldn't be chasing the protege. So you got to go find them. Seek out somebody. Get somebody that challenges you. Somebody that says, come on, you're better than that. Get somebody who coaches you. We're getting ready to start college football season. So many people are happy about that, but it takes coaches coaching those players to tell them to step up. You want to play at the next level? Here's what you've got to do. You can't do what everybody else is doing. I think we said it on here before. If you want to be like the 1% of people who succeed, then don't do what the other 99% do. You have to be special. You have to take the time to get to that level, to do those things differently than what other people are doing. I challenge you to do that. Get somebody to speak into your life. Let me finish with this. You steer the ship. Number 3, you are the leader. You have to hold yourself accountable. You have to take responsibility when things go wrong. Here's what you do. When it goes wrong, you take the responsibility. It was you who should have done it. You should have handled it. When you're in front of the group, the buck stops with you. But when something goes well, when something is going very well, give everybody credit. Let other people enjoy the credit for the success. You take the responsibility. That's what leadership does. When you do that, you're garnering trust in your organization. You're helping people. They feel appreciated. It causes them to take ownership because you're taking ownership. Make sure you're doing that. Encourage your people. Make sure that you're doing that. We would love to connect with you. You can check out the website. You can also email us at My Next Level Life. That information will be out there. Make sure you do that. We want to help you. I am committed to help people get to the other side in whatever area, whether it's your leadership, your marriage, your family, your finances. I'm telling you, you have not experienced all that you are going to do. You've got some great days ahead. Make sure that you share this. Get the word out there. Get maybe your team to watch this. It's short. It can help you then spur conversation by getting your team to watch what we're doing as well. So thank you for joining us on My Next Level Life. We appreciate you so much. Until next time, enjoy your life and enjoy your leadership. We'll see you next time.